Shoot, fine.
Camera's the most important part.
Of course.
All right. Ready? Hello, everyone. My name is Alfred, and today I'm going to talk about life as a law student. So the presentation has primarily two colors. Green for statements that I make that are, wow, okay, that are opinions. And blue are for statements that I make that are facts. So for example, the shirt that I'm wearing today is blue, and that's a fact. This shirt looks fantastic on me. Well, that's also a fact. So I want to start off by saying that Ross is a for-profit school. Okay, that's a fact. We had the president come by and visit last semester and talk very open about it. They're not hiding anything. DeVry, who owns Ross, one of their primary goals is to make lots of money. That's just something that's true. And so I can't speak for them anymore. I can't speak for too many of the people there, but I can confidently say that if you take a for-profit school and you station the campus on a tropical island, it's going to be very different from a non-profit school stationed in the States. Yeah, and so let's go ahead and just kind of bring an example of a typical week for us. All right, so I'm just going to bring up debt really quickly. I know no one wants to talk about it. We just kind of pretend it doesn't exist, but it's essentially like a 30-pound backpack that we wear around every single day, and it just gets heavier and heavier as we go. And it just bringing up debt itself already kind of raises the standard of stress up to this level. And so I'll go ahead and bring in workload, I'll bring in exams, and we'll have this example of a student, let's say it's Monday, and they have an exam on Wednesday, and they've been studying the entire weekend for this exam, and they're really stressed out about it. They didn't do as well as they wanted to on the previous exam. And so, let's say they're trying to get coffee every day in the morning, they're trying to get food over the weekend, and they're getting poor service, or what they believe is poor service. They feel disrespected by either the cashier, or they're waiting an hour and a half, and they just want to get their food and start studying again. Right? Of course, with the studying again, you have the lack of sleep, not hanging out with your friends. Don't even get me started on the hygiene, because the water shuts off at 5 p.m. every day anyways. The quality diet, we'd be lucky to go to Best Buy right now and get food on a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Right? So, relationships. It's very difficult to juggle relationships with vet school, and I feel it's even harder for those who have significant others overseas in the States. All right, long distance is easier. Even having a relationship isn't very easy. All right, just adds on to the stress. A computer problem. So let's say the student on Tuesday night, they're trying to just go over the notes one last time for the test on Wednesday, and their computer breaks. Right? And they can't do anything about it. You can just imagine the stress they're going through, just send it forward. Mosquitoes, that's a personal thing for me. If you guys know me, I hate mosquitoes. They probably account for 90% of my unhappiness whenever I'm unhappy here. Okay? And finally, let's say they take their test on Wednesday, and they get their test results back on Friday, and they didn't do as well as they wanted to. Let's say they didn't fail, okay, but they still had a personal failure. So they spent this entire week arguing with their boyfriend or girlfriend, trying to get food, not sleeping, not showering, working all, taking attitude from whoever, and all of a sudden they don't even get their end goal. And then they have to rinse and repeat and do the same thing next week. Right? So how many of you does this less apply to you or apply to someone you know? Right, show of hands. Right, pretty much, majority. So I'm going to change gears a little bit, and now I'm going to say another fact. No vet school in the States accepted me into the program. Ross was the only school that accepted me. For profit or not, whether or not they wanted me or believed me, they accepted me. And so, another common opinion that I hear, this is green by the way, the background, is Ross only cares about making money. Now first off, I think any organization, non-profit, for-profit, business, local, everybody wants to make money. That's first, okay? What bothers me about the statement is the only. Ross only wants to make money. And I hear a lot of people talk very poorly about our administration, our faculty, our staff, everything in between. And that kind of bothers me, because I started thinking, well, what about our interim dean, Dr. St. Jean? What about Dr. Fuente Alba, Dr. Callahan, Dr. Cruz, Dr. Rajid, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He's wearing a suit. So, I believe that these professors put in so much time and effort into making us good doctors and giving us a fantastic education. And I think they're the best professors of all the vet schools. This is opinion, obviously. I don't want to make it too biased, but that's what I believe. Okay. And so another common thing that I hear is that, well, Ross sucks. And this is kind of the rated G version, because you get a lot of more adjectives going before sucks, but this is a common thing I hear. And I disagree. let me show you another fact. So the list that I posted about all the things that cause stress or a typical week, all the other best students in the world go through this. The debt, the workload, the exams, the lack of everything, the relationship issues, the fear of failure. This isn't unique to Ross students. Okay? Now, so if we're going to focus on Ross, let's actually talk about where we are. Okay? Here's a fact. If I head in any direction and I go for 20 minutes, all right, I'm going to hit sand and water. Okay? That's incredible. Just this last weekend, I was on Cameron. Okay? And we're on a boat with an open bar going to Nevis. We're on a boat with unlimited alcohol and partying to another island. This luxury is exclusive to Ross students. Okay, it's amazing. And I remember that on our way back, I was taking a bit of a breather, and I was resting my feet on the port side edge of the boat, and I was looking up at the sky. This is very corny, I know, so bear with me. Okay, but I don't know if you guys remember, this weekend was very, very rainy, very cloudy, and so the sky was just covered in clouds. But because of the lack of light pollution in this area, the moon and the stars, they shined through the thick clouds and they reflected on the ocean. And they made this nice little pathway back to see kids. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And so I love Ross, and I love being here. And I'm not being paid to say this. I promise you, nobody's paying me to say this. And I'm not talking poorly about other best schools in the States or anywhere else. I am very confident they have amazing programs and they make great bets. But I think that the bonds and connections that I make with my classmates and my professors, they can't be matched anywhere else. All right, how many of you have played soccer with Dr. Stoli or Dr. Wolfa, or drank wine with Dr. Murphy and Dr. Scorpio? Right? Or any kind of social interaction with a professor, right? And if you haven't, these because you didn't know or you're too shy. All right, well, now you know, so do it. And don't be shy, do it. I mean, these people are one of the most interesting, fascinating scientists I've ever met. So please go ahead and meet them. All right, so I've kind of developed a list, my own personal list of facts about Ross. Okay, and so the first one is, my dog loves the beach. She loves being here. And the fact that I have Lady here with me through these tough, stressful times means the world to me. Shawarma King and Bombay Blues are probably the best things that ever happened in my life. Right? I don't care, you probably have better shawarma, better Indian food somewhere else in the States or anywhere else. I don't care. This makes me happy. And the culture here is extremely fascinating. Right? I think the locals have an infinite amount of energy to party. They have more holidays than they have work days. This is an exaggerated fact, by the way, but you know, this is how a lot of students feel. And it's interesting because a lot of us, we get upset because, oh, you know, I want my coffee, I want my food, I want my service, everything's closed all the time. But we fail to realize that they've created a format where they spend more time with their friends, family, and loved ones. And they figured something out that we haven't. So, I believe that we have brilliant professors who care more about our education than their bedtime. And I believe that we have brilliant classmates that are so smart, so clever, so beautiful, that they inspire us, or inspire me to be better and better every day so I can have the privilege of working with them in the future. And my final fact, of my own personal fact, is I'm going to be a veterinarian, right? And that's an unlimited amount of possibilities. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of curious to know, but before I came here, I was working as a tech for about a year and a half, or an assistant. And I loved it. I had an amazing time. I worked with a bunch of animals. I had a lot of hands-on experience. But I wanted to be a veterinarian. And so things very quickly became very tedious and very tiring. And all I would do is just dream about what I was going to do next. And now I'm living that dream. So vet school is not easy. And living in a foreign country, abiding by different foreign or cultural standards doesn't make it any easier. But regardless of location or current occupational status as a student, we're living our dreams. So I hope that we can endure all the hardships that we're going through, learn from them, and really appreciate the truth for what they are. Thank you.